decades, the West has claimed the moral high ground, preaching democracy, human rights, and freedom across the world. From Washington to London to Brussels, leaders have positioned their policies as the global gold standard. But now, more than ever, that illusion is cracking. Because while they shout about human rights in Ukraine, slapping sanctions on Russia and rallying the world in defense of Ukrainian civilians, they fall completely silent when it comes to Gaza. When hospitals in Ukraine are hit, it's a war crime. But when hospitals in Gaza are bombed, the West either stays quiet or defends the attacks as necessary military action. The double standard is impossible to ignore. Palestinian children buried under rubble don't get the same media coverage or international outrage. Ceasefire resolutions are blocked, weapons are still sold, and voices calling for justice are silenced or labeled anti-Semitic. And this hypocrisy isn't just a moral failure, it's a strategic one. The rest of the world is watching, and they no longer believe the West stands for universal values. Countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the so-called Global South, are rising, not just economically, but politically and morally. They are building alliances based on mutual respect, not lectures. And at the front of this movement is China, a nation that, while far from perfect, doesn't pretend to be the world's conscience. China offers trade without conditions, infrastructure without lectures, and partnerships without hypocrisy. That's why more countries are turning east. BRICS is growing, the dollar is weakening, and Western dominance, built on military power and media narratives, is beginning to fade. The truth is, a global order based on double standards cannot survive in an age of global awareness. Social media, independent journalism, and international collaboration have exposed what used to be hidden. The West's silence on Gaza, its complicity in occupation, and its willingness to ignore suffering when politically inconvenient. All of it is accelerating its decline. The future belongs to a more balanced world, where no single bloc dictates morality, and where nations rise not by preaching values they don't follow, but by practicing fairness, consistency, and respect. That's why the decline of the West is not just likely, it's inevitable. And the rise of the Global South is not just a trend, it's unstoppable.